Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life.
Oh, another week, another episode of Vanderpump Rules. Another stressful week in the life of Scheana and the Vanderpump Rules cast. But we are back at Dear Media, getting into some shenanigans. I have my girl Jamie on the co-host mic.
Hello.
Because I feel like I just need some help staying on track, which I know you're like, no, you need to help me stay on track. But I think together we've got this. And
yes.
I'm very excited because we are popping cherries here at Scheananigans today. We have our girl, Lex Tilly, who runs the @Pump Rules Instagram account, doing her first podcast ever.
You are taking my podcast virginity. Let's get into it.
I love it. Okay.
We'll be a little gentle. Not totally
Go for
gentle.
it.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm drinking my scorching hot tea, and I'm here for it. So let's do it.
Yes. So you both have seen this week's episode. I feel like my brain is completely on overload the last couple days. I don't even know how many tears have come out of my eyes because I'm up to episode 12. So this week is episode 7. I'm all the way through episode 12. We obviously have the reunion this week.
Have you finished the whole season now?
Not yet.
How many episodes are there?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know how many more are coming in because we picked back up cameras.
Yeah, you guys had to
a couple
add.
weeks ago.
You're gonna
So
have
by
to add
episode 12, the one that you just last saw, is that the new stuff?
Not yet.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because like there's so much that isn't in. Even in Mexico, you don't see any of my after party from the wedding.
Are you serious?
By the time that episode airs, I'm going to be posting all of the footage that we got. Like, how do we not see James Kennedy DJing in a cave?
I need that.
Know.
Okay, I saw the story post on Instagram when it was all happening. Pun intended. But yeah, we need to see that. So post away.
Speaking of it is all happening, my new merch is now available on shopdearmedia.com because right now in the world, it really is all happening.
And what does it say?
That's what it says.
It really
is
all
happening. We're recording this early, so I'm not wearing it yet for those of you watching. But because this is coming out on Friday, it is now going to be available for all of you to shop.
I need one.
Me too.
Yeah, everyone's going to need one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I don't even know where to start because I want to break down the episode. I want to answer all of the questions.
Why don't we start with Lexi?
Okay.
I want to know her background, how she got into this whole Instagram account.
That was one of the questions that came in. So I think that is a perfect place to start. And then we'll get into the episode and the rest of your questions. But yeah, so tell us what year you started the @Pump Rules account. What made you want to start it? How much work and time goes into this daily? Like, do you get paid for this?
No.
Damn,
so
Instagram should pay you just for the amount of followers.
Yeah, that's why I made it a point to say this Instagram, like I posted a story last night, this does not pay my bills, people, because they think I'm doing this for a living. Like, no, I actually just care about the community. I've built a community since the show started. I mean, when the show, like episode 1, I created this Instagram account, which is how I was able to get that handle @Pump Rules, right? But, so I'm 29 now. And this was like, 10 years ago? So I was a lot younger, and I needed a hobby, and I had freshly moved to California. I'm originally, born and raised Maui, Hawaii. So that's how it all began. And then, now I'm just stuck in the mud with it.
Yeah.
In the best way, I'm happy to be here.
I feel like people think you are the show's Instagram, and they talk
made it
to
very
you
clear,
like,
though. I can't make it any more clear than I have. So,
and there's so many Vanderpump Rules accounts now. There's Pump Rules Bravo, there's Sir Rules, there's _ Sir Rules, there's Sir Rules _ whatever. Like there's so many, but yours is by far the best one to follow. You put out the best content.
I do my best.
You always are pretty open to seeing all perspectives, but I know you are also very opinionated on certain cast members. So I thought it would be fun to get into some of that as well.
Oh boy. All right. We're spilling the tea today. Okay.
Oh, okay. How about we talk about some Sandoval? Because I know that's what you guys are all here to listen to. We've got a lot more to talk about, but having someone who works on an Instagram account that has been so active the last few weeks with all of this, I just want to know where you were when you found out, what your thoughts were about this. Did you have any inkling or think this could have ever been possible? Like,
I want to hide under the table. No, so, I was very, very upset because legit last week, the week before the Sandoval hit, I had posted an Instagram post that said, by the way, like, I stan Ariana and Tom Sandoval. If they ever break up, I will never believe in love again. Like, game over. And Ariana had reposted that. So the following week, I'm waking up and my inbox is being blown to pieces. And I'm like, no way. Like, you're kidding me. And I immediately posted a story and I'm just like, what did I just wake up to? I am very upset right now.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
And now you no longer believe in love.
Going. And then it kept going. And I was like, I can't take it anymore.
I mean, it's still going. Every day I wake up to some new information, some new comment on something. Yeah. There's something new every day.
Yeah.
It slows down a little bit and then it picks right back up.
No,
My phone hasn't stopped. As you know, we've been hanging out all day. You've seen the amount of phone calls I've gotten, the texts, the emails. Yeah. It doesn't stop.
I know.
It doesn't stop.
I'm still unwell.
Same. Very much same.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think? What was like your first thought? Did you think when you first heard this, like, no, this can't be true? Like, this is just a rumor?
I believed it. Yeah, I sure did because I've never gotten a good vibe from Sandoval.
Really?
Like, no, when I've seen him out, I physically keep my distance from him. I've never gone out of my way, and if he's been around, I've removed myself, and I now pay attention to how I've been when I've been out and about and seeing him, and I didn't really pick up on it. It's just like an intuitive thing. Yeah, but I love Ariana.
Well, yeah, who doesn't?
I mean, I think that's why Sandoval got as many fans as he did, because of Ariana. She's fabulous.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. Like, I must have the worst judge of character.
Same, Jamie. Same.
Because I always liked Tom. You know?
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought he cared so much about his friends, and he always went above and beyond for them, and just very kind. And I did not see this coming a million miles away.
So Lala said to me this week when I was telling her how my conversation with him went last week. Stay tuned on that. I assume it may be one of the last things that airs this season. It was very intense.
I'm not even
going to get into the details of it, but it was very intense. And I was telling Lala about this, and I'm like, this is someone who for the last 13, 14 years of my life has been one of the most generous, giving, kind, like blah, blah, blah. Like anytime there was any fundraiser, if someone passed away, if anything, like he was the first one there to donate, to do anything. And she's like, you know what, Scheana? Randall used to do that too. There are people out there who you think that they have good intentions of why they're doing these things, but maybe they're just doing it to look good. And I'm like, that's sad. Like, you see people like that. I don't. I always see the good in people, and I feel like this situation has now forced me to see the other side. Watching the rest of the season, I know I've said this a couple times on here already, it's even more of a mind fuck the last 2 episodes I watched last night, because I'm like, I know the days are different from what both of them said. It was like around boys' night. It was, I know, before the pool party and the episode. So there's some time in that week that the Sandoval happened. And now for the rest of the season, you guys are going to watch this with a very different lens, because you wouldn't have, I don't think I was literally texting with James and Allie last night. We're the only people awake watching the episodes. They didn't get sent to us till like 10:30 p.m. last night. And I'm texting with both of them, and I'm just like, I don't know that I would have watched it this way had I not known. But now knowing, you'll see an interaction with the two of them at Sir. You see so many interactions with the two of them in the next several episodes that I'm like, oh my God.
And they thought they were being under the radar, but you could see it. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's just like James Kennedy said, we are on an Easter egg hunt now, people.
Seriously.
Big time.
I just want to say, though, I know you got really upset today thinking that, you know, you have such a bad judge of character or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't believe you couldn't see this coming. Some people may have had inklings of it earlier than you did, or at all. You didn't even have an inkling of it. But I just want to reiterate to you that you do just see the good in people, and that's not anything to be ashamed of. Mm-hmm. You know, and then there's other people out there that maybe some things happened to them in their past that makes them more onto these things, or maybe they're just looking for the bad in certain people and then they can spot it quicker. But I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of or feel bad about.
Thanks. Yeah, because I definitely feel like I have the worst judge of character now. And just watching all of this back, I mean, I was telling Lexi, I'm like, there's nothing normal about going back in time and watching someone else's perspective, you know, like we talked about on the episode last week, and even more that I've seen with Katie. It breaks my heart because I saw such a different perspective over summer. I got a story after Vegas about how big of bullies these girls were and just how bad they treated her, and I was so just like, fuck Katie, you know, fuck her. She's a bully. She, like, the way she's treating you, like, how dare she? And I was just so zoned in on that side. It took me back to seasons 1, 2. It really put me back in that mindset. So that night at Canyon Club, when Katie called me a troll, I lost my shit. I checked out and I was like, no, I've been called names enough by you. We are done. And I just checked out for the rest of the season. And now I'm watching this all back. I'm seeing someone going through a divorce who is just so broken and wasn't being a bully and wasn't being mean. And it's just like, I feel like such a dick because I was so blinded by someone else's perspective of how she was being treated that I just didn't pay attention to anything else. I was just like, Team Tom, you know, it's been very, very hard to watch back. Like, I don't like the way I look at all.
Okay, so now that you have this perspective, what can we maybe implement in the future? Has anything changed your opinion about the way you're going to take on maybe new friendships or trust with people? What are you thinking right now? Or are you just maybe too emotional to even think?
I don't even know.
Okay.
How.
Just get through the day.
Like, I don't want any new friends ever again. But I don't ever want to be that person that's so closed off.
Well, that's not who you are.
Exactly.
That's not how you were raised. You know, I know your mom, and you guys are all such wonderful people.
Thank
That's
you.
what I told Kayla. It's like 10 out of 10 recommend that family. They are good as gold.
Aww.
I mean that, though, yeah.
Thanks. All right, on that note, I'm gonna fix my tears. We're gonna take a little break. The
I know,
code
you got me going,
is
too.
Team Ariana 50, because here at Scheananigans and everywhere in the world, we are all Team Ariana. All right, all my Scheananigans listeners, new episode today. If you've already heard, you know what we're talking about. Factor. Team Ariana 50 is the code. These meals are always fresh, never frozen. You poke a few holes in it, you pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you have your meal ready to go. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You just get your meals delivered to your door, and boom, Factor, baby. Team Ariana 50. All right, so again, that is code Team Ariana 50. All right, we have a lot of questions that came in, and I'm gonna let Jamie ask them we'll all answer together, and we'll get through as many of them as we can because there were so many. I had to have my sister help sort through them. I'm like, can you help me narrow these down? It's too much.
SOS.
Help.
I like this one, and I want to know the answer to this one,
Okay.
too. What part of the mid-season trailer isn't quite as it seems due to editing?
Well, I
Couple
think
things.
you have one that I know you've been talking about.
Yeah, because everybody is trying to say that it's Rachel who's in bed and Tom Sandoval is kissing her. That is Ariana, people.
Yeah.
Like,
Fake
let's get that
news.
clear.
Look at the nose.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's Ariana's.
And then the other big one, which has now been blasted on the news as fake news, is Brett. Being in the pool.
Yes.
Making it seem like there's something suspicious
Like
going on
there
there.
is an open relationship or something
Yeah,
like that. And
come on.
as we saw from the very first trailer before the season even came out, you know, there's rumors of this open relationship with Ariana has come out and said there was never an open relationship. There was also never a threesome. I'm going to go on the record and say there was no threesome. There was no any of that, and
Yeah.
no open relationship whatsoever.
Tom Sandoval also answered an interview question at the premiere party where they're like, "Oh, we heard you're in an open marriage." That was what he said.
Oh,
and
yes.
he made it clear that no, which was interesting because at that point the affair is already going on, and he's
yeah.
answering the question, "Are you guys in an open relationship?" And he's like, "No, we're not."
As for Brett, though, oh my gosh, he texted me earlier today, and it was
Yeah.
hilarious because he saw I was going off on people on Reddit, and he was
Girl.
like, "Hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm gonna forever be known as Pool Man." And then he sent me a TikTok that he made because I guess someone on TikTok was like, "I'm pretty sure this guy's gay."
Yeah.
And then Brett made a follow up. He's like, "Yes, I'm gay," and it was a really cute TikTok.
I didn't
Yeah,
see it
because
yet.
you see Ariana, I'm pretty sure she was topless in the pool also,
yeah.
which is very normal on
Looking
this
fire.
show. You know,
She was
everyone's
looking
skinny dips.
bomb.com.
She
I'm
looked
like, woo.
amazing. She always looks amazing.
Oh,
but you see her
yes.
kind of swim by, and then there's this guy right there, but it's like, that's our gay best friend.
Totally.
There's nothing to it. So yeah, that was definitely another part in the trailer.
And then, you know what? Let me read this. I'm sure he won't mind, but we can ask.
Okay.
So he texted Ariana about that. He's like, "Oh my gosh, like I made the TikTok. Like I hope you're okay with that." And she was like, "Haha, our couple debut. I love you so much. we look so fun."
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was just a fun moment captured.
It totally was. I'm trying to think. There was so much that happened in this mid-season trailer.
Yeah.
Also, the one that I was sent is different than the one that everyone else has seen. The one everyone else has seen is much longer. So when I saw that yesterday on Instagram, I was like, whoa, this is different than what I've seen. And me in the white bucket hat was post Sandoval. That was shot
I
just in the
figured.
last couple of weeks. I know people matched that with the paparazzi photo of me walking in. So
Oh, I just used my common sense, but a lot of people lacked that, I guess.
yeah, a lot of people do. So that was new.
They cut some things from, I think, what was going to be
I
in
think
it.
they're saving
Okay.
some
That's
stuff.
what we talked about earlier. I was like, they don't want to give it all away.
Yeah.
They want people to look forward to seeing some of the stuff.
Yeah, so the mid-season trailer that was put out this week was incredible. I saw some people being like, this isn't good. There's just like bits and pieces and no story. It's like, it's not the episode. It's a teaser. That's literally the point of it, is bits and pieces to get you excited to watch the full story in the full episodes.
Yeah, the majority of what I saw was positive. I mean, people are screaming, throwing up, can't sleep, anxiety ridden. I mean,
Watching it over and over and over again,
yeah,
people are
40
saying.
plus times.
I know.
Can't get any
mean,
work done.
I can't sleep. I was up until probably 2 a.m., which I don't stay up that late anymore. The baby gets up at 6. So I'm on my first tea. I've already had 2 coffees. I'm just trying to stay awake right now. This weather has me so sleepy. But almost every night since I got back from New York, I have had nightmares of the 2 of them.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6 a.m. to Summer calling me, but it was like when I wake up every morning and Sandoval was like it's so hard to start my day when that's the first thing on my mind. It's like the last thing I think about before I go to sleep. The first thing when I wake up, it just has literally been so consuming. It's been so challenging just being at home, being present for my daughter when my phone won't stop going off. Like, it's just like, is it ever gonna slow down? Is it gonna go away? Is it gonna get better?
I forgot to pick Ivy up at school yesterday, if that makes you feel any better. Yes, I did. I got a call from the office saying, Ivy is in the office. Can you come get her?
Oh, no, Jamie.
See, here's the thing, and I will blame this a little bit on the ADHD, but also being so overstimulated by everything else on my phone that's going on. But normally, like, I will remember to pick her up. But it's hard for me to remember anything else because I keep that. It's called like ADHD paralysis, right? So if you have something important to do, it's hard for you to retain information about anything else for the rest of the day. So my focus, instead of remembering to pick my daughter up, became all this bullshit, you know, that I'm dealing with online and just everything like that. So I was working on my podcast and I just worked through the time that I had to go get her. I've never done that before. So that was a wake-up call. I was like, oh my gosh, like,
it's consuming.
Yeah. And
well, I have ADHD too, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Ariana? How is she doing these days?
I think the way this all came out, as disgusting as it was for her to find out in the way she did, and then, you know, it's just out there for the whole world. But I think the way that the whole world has rallied behind her, she just has this crazy sense of empowerment that she's just pulling through and pushing through, and she's doing as best as she can. You know, she got a new haircut. She did a live comedy show. Like, she's getting out there. We went to a concert literally the day after she found out about all of this.
Yeah, while I was at the Sandoval and the most extras.
I know, but someone had to
I had to
be
do
there.
I had to do it for the people.
You know?
Someone had to throw the tomatoes.
And then I'm getting scolded. You know, the drummer is standing over the stage, like over me, and he's making it a point to make it a production in front of other people around.
What was
and
he
he's
saying
like,
to you?
Oh, he's like, first it started with him mouthing things to me while they're still performing.
Like what?
He's like, why? Because I'm Team Ariana, baby.
So you were yelling Team Ariana, and then he was like, why?
I wasn't even being crazy about it. The other people on the other side of the stage, now that I've seen clips, they were being way more, you know, circusy over there. And I was, you know, but he's like, I know who you are, mouthing things to me. And then after they finished performing, he comes up to me, standing on the stage. I'm below the stage, like in the front, obviously. And he's like, you know, you need to have both sides of the story. Everything's alleged. Nothing's been confirmed.
Well,
and just going on it. And he's
story.
like, well, you know, and I made it a point to stop him and be like, this is not appropriate. We can have a private conversation if this is what you want to discuss. I said, there's a lot of ears around me right now. And after that took place, people were asking me if I was okay because of how uncomfortable it made the people around me as well. But I'm unbothered, okay? It's hard to, you know, bother me. Yeah. Especially, I guess my thing is consider the source. Like, look at who I'm dealing with. You want to tell me this shit's alleged?
And the
get out of my effing face.
The band knew, right?
I guarantee you.
Well, I also said, do you not realize that I know cast members? Like, do you think I'm just running with what TMZ's posting? Like,
I mean, probably he did. He probably didn't know.
No, he looked shook when I said that. He actually looked startled. Like, he didn't know what to say when I was like, you know, I talked to cast members, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of questions that came in and asked about that. Like, who are you friends with and whatnot? Because obviously, I mean, like, you have my phone number. We text. I consider you a friend. You are invited to my daughter's birthday, you know? So you obviously know firsthand information. You're not just a fan account that posts things based on blogs and articles. Like, you actually speak to us. Yeah. You actually have a full text conversation with that you.
So I've been getting a lot.
I'm gonna stay out of it.
I've been getting a lot of questions about something specific that happened, and it happened at the Canyon Club. And all of my followers are gonna be very, very happy that I am finally discussing this right now. So let's get into it. All right. So at the Canyon Club, James Kennedy and Allie, his lovely girlfriend, they were, you know, going back and forth about something, and I saw Raquel. She was sitting across from me at the table, and I said, oh, look, something's going on over there. She immediately pulls out her phone and starts recording them, which at the time, you know, I'm sober. I don't drink alcohol. I thought that was so weird. I'm like, why are you recording them? It's literally nothing to record, you know? And then more people got involved. not going to name names or anything, but more people got involved, and that's when it got messy. But, everybody's saying that James Kennedy got kicked out. He already had his DJ gear. He already had his backpack. He was already trying to leave. It's not like he got kicked out. It got messy when other people got involved. So then that led to everybody going outside, and a fan who was around, she was inebriated, but she took a video at the end of what happened. And, I guess it was sent to Brock, and Brock told the person, like, hey, delete that from your phone, right? And so then I'm getting a text message, not a text message. I got an IG DM saying, hey, Lex, like, can you do me a favor? And then it ended with her number. So I texted.
From who? Just
from Raquel,
okay.
Rachel, whatever you want to call her. And so I texted her. I said, hey, I got your DM. Like, what's up? She's like, sends me a let's see if I can pull it up.
I think Jamie got a similar text.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I explained all of that on the Team Scheana episode, so I feel like Lexi is just filling in the part where because I did say on the episode that she DM'd you or texted you as well and asked you to lie as well. So if you have it and you want to read it.
I can read it. I said, hey, it's Lexi, got your DM. Hey, girl. This is her now. Hey, girl, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure you were around when James got kicked out by security Saturday night. I said, yeah, I saw the whole thing. I was the person who told you something was happening with him and security. There was only one security guard involved. I mean, whatever. I said, we were sitting in the booth together. So let's stop right there and say, how did she become the narrator of what happened that night when she didn't even remember that I was next to her the entire time? Right? Mm-hmm. Let's get that clear. So that was weird. And she proceeds to send me the video, which I had already seen. But obviously, since she doesn't remember anything, she's not going to remember that, I saw the video. So then she goes and says, but a fan got a video. Brock asked for them to airdrop it and then delete it off their phone. Production needs a release sign by quote unquote whoever took it. And I was hoping you could just say it was you so they can air the footage. And there's another text that says, would you be down for the cause? The video is sending now. Scheana and I are going to talk to him on camera tonight about what went down, but I feel like this last video gives really good context about how it all went down. Would you mind signing a DocuSign via email by production with a smiley face? I don't want to pressure you to do anything you wouldn't be comfortable with, but it would be super helpful with like a smiley blushy face. I said, I remember the girl who took the video. She was inebriated and her husband was being messy too. I don't feel comfortable signing a release since I was not the person who took the video and I'm in certain parts of the clip. I said, you can see me in the corner letting you all handle the situation. I did go to Allie's side to check on her and I talked to her when I first saw all that was going down because I noticed she didn't have any of her friends around her. She's like, okay, totally understand. Thanks for letting me know. And then I told her, also, it is important to note that the clip only shows the end of what happened. Then she goes on to say, yeah, do you know why security went over there to begin with? I figured it was because they were arguing loud enough for security to try to break it up. But Allie probably wasn't yelling. So I had taken my dogs for a walk and then I, told her what happened. And then obviously on the show, as people saw, she turned what I said and remixed it into her own, idea of events. But my thing is, I am not going to help you try to make your ex-boyfriend look bad.
I felt so bad that I was even,
that. I'm not here for that.
I didn't want to be roped into that.
No.
I ended up texting James before Team Scheana came out. And I apologized. I'm like, hey, I was covering for Raquel. I never did sign that release. It didn't really become a bigger storyline. It was, we filmed that whole night at SIR about that situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to apologize. I was covering for Raquel and I feel bad and whatever I said. And then he was like, no, it's all good. I was never really upset with you to begin with. I mean, we had it out, but
yeah, you had mentioned on your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to help her make James look bad, especially it was her choice to leave him. Move on. Mm-hmm. Move on. Even that night, James and Allie are headed towards the truck because they had come with their friend. I don't know the friend's name, but she's over here running towards them. I grabbed her. I'm like, we don't do therapy and we don't do all this work on ourselves after the fact of getting out of, a toxic relationship, if that's, what it was with them. You don't do all that work to still put yourself in the middle of it, you know? And she's like, yeah, Lex, you're right. But, you know, it's just voluntarily just roping herself into the mess. And there's a lot of red flags for me I saw that night. And then she went and said that she's not going to the after party because she has a booty call. So I was like, who's the booty call with, you know? That was another thing. She said a lot of messy things that night, and I pay attention.
Yeah.
And I haven't repeated anything. I'm not messy with my platform, but now it's Team Ariana, so it's all out there now. That was a lot, I know.
Yeah, no.
Gotta keep up.
I know, and
There was another question that you started to get into. So they want to know if you're good friends with the entire cast. So we know who you're not friends with at the moment.
Oh, yeah. I have, certain people I've upset. So I was recently blocked by Tom Sandoval, the drummer, obviously. Let's not even talk about him anymore. He's just like, ugh, stop it.
Normally I like drummers, but not of cover bands.
Not him.
right, you are a drummer girl.
Not a fan. But what was I going to say? Oh, another question I saw online was, why did Raquel be so insistent about this video that she didn't take being signed off by somebody? And the reason for that is because her video does not show shit. It was the fans' video that makes James look bad. So that's obviously what she wants aired. Mm-hmm. Not this little back and forth, obviously just a relationship thing that's innocent going on. And honestly, I'm going to be straight up. The security at the Canyon Club, they were being complete dicks. They were being very rude, like saying that they want to fight James and stuff. Calm down. There's like a whole bunch of the security on one guy. And it's probably because he has some type of status and he had DJ'd that night. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't quite know why she wanted us to lie about it. So that's good insight from your...
To make James Kennedy look bad.
I mean, I knew she wanted to make him look bad, but why didn't she just say she took the footage?
She doesn't want the wrath from him.
That's what I assumed. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you good friends with anyone else from the cast?
I'm cordial. I would say I'm the closest with Scheana. I'm friendly with Ariana and her friends. But, I just don't go out of my way. I do what I do. I give a shit. I just keep on keeping on.
Well, someone wanted to know who's your favorite on the show, other than Scheana.
Ariana.
Okay.
But the thing is, that's nothing new. Because you could ask my ex-boyfriend from like 10 years ago, and he'll be like, she's always had a thing for Ariana, but I'm also bisexual, so that could have something to do with it. But I just genuinely, I genuinely appreciate her. Like, her energy has always been vibrant. She's always been real, and she's just the best, man.
No, that's why I begged and forced her onto this show, basically. Season 1, I was like, I need a friend. Be my backup dancer, please. Like,
oh, gosh, I remember
girls
that.
Are
you had the, like,
I
pink
need someone.
skirt thing that you wore. Oh, my gosh.
Flashback. Oh, my gosh.
I should do a rewatch. Like, I should watch all of your show because there's so many things that come up, like in games and questions and stuff, and I don't know which seasons I've seen and which I haven't.
Yeah.
I should start it from the beginning.
A lot of people are.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
If only we got residuals.
Just a lot.
Right?
Well, and back then, you can't forget that the episodes, there were a ton of episodes before, like 20-something, and now they've had to cut it down a bit for whatever reasons. But, yeah.
I'm going to add that to my to-do. My to-do list is so long.
Well, ADHDers over here. The to-do list, like, I got notes, and it's just, I keep adding.
It never ends.
Adding.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Like, let's not talk about the to-do list.
Let's not. Moving on, next subject.
Yeah.
This is for you, Scheana.
Okay.
What episode do you think Sandoval started in?
This week. I think... Yeah, because this week starts out with the girls coming to boys' night. So whether it was after boys' night or see you next Tuesday or whatever, it was definitely that week. Like, for sure, that's when shit started to go down. I do not know which exact day, but I can tell you in episode 7, it was already happening. And when you watch it, and now that you know that, when you watch it, it's like, oh my gosh. But in the time...
You were a good friend. You had her back when nobody else did.
I rode so hard for both of them.
Now I need to see somebody doing the same for you because justice for motherfucking Scheana, man.
Thanks.
First it was
Agreed.
justice for Sheena's eyebrow, but now let's just cut the eyebrow part, pun intended.
Right?
And justice for
That's
Scheana.
the one thing that always annoyed me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, no one ever has your back. And if they do have her back, it's a little bit, and then they stop.
Well, that was what annoyed me so much about Charlie last season, is at the beginning of the season, she's like, Scheana, I'm your ride or die. I've got your back no matter what, against everyone. Fast forward to the tea party, where she just, like, doesn't have my back and throws me under the bus and makes me look and feel so stupid because of the O'Sheen at the pool party situation. So I'm like, no, you were not a ride or die for me.
Well, and then people also doing things for the cameras, which is very inauthentic.
That was one thing. That was one of my biggest issues with her all of the time. Is she was one way on camera and another way off camera.
Let's keep the reality
And,
TV show to the reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, portion.
I do like Charlie. I always say this to you. And
Oh, she's always been nice to me.
But
She posted
yeah.
Maui Babe, you know. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I fucks with you. But,
side note, that's your business. Let's
yeah,
plug that
shout
real
out
quick.
to Maui Babe.
Yeah, tell us about
That is
that.
how I make money, people. I'm very passionate about it. I love it. So my grandfather established a business in 1996. It is women-owned. He has since passed away, unfortunately. Don't want to get emotional. I've had a lot of loss in my life, my dad and my mom and my grandfather. But yeah, so we manufacture and sell suntan lotion. It's known, quote-unquote, as browning lotion, skincare products, and sun care products. And it's operated in Maui, Hawaii. That's where our warehouse is. And my aunt, Christina, she's the CEO. And yeah, I love my family. And I love what I
Yeah.
do because of our Maui babes.
Yes.
They make my world go round.
Where can
Totally.
people
Straight up.
buy it?
Oh, we're in every Ulta Beauty, Bed Bath Beyond,
Awesome.
MauiBabe.com. Yeah, follow us at Maui Babe Inc. on Instagram. I need to get our followers.
Yes.
It's been hard with the algorithm. I mean, not with the Vanderpump Rules scandal
Why
happening.
don't
know.
you have someone who actually loves Hawaii?
Yes.
post
Yes, I know.
for
We were
you?
talking
Yeah.
about that.
Okay, good.
No,
Yeah.
totally. Right? Like when the weather starts like warming up and stuff,
I'll
do a
I'll
little
send
bikini.
you some. Oh, I will send
we'll
you
do it
some.
all. Yeah.
I mean, we're hard to miss. You land in the Kahului airport and the Be an Amazing Maui Babe banners. They're vibrant
Yeah.
yellow and red, and they
Oh
just
no, I've seen
are
it
in
everywhere.
your face.
I've
no.
been going to Maui for the last I don't even know how many years since my honeymoon.
I know.
2014.
I know.
Yeah.
I see your posts. You guys, I love that about your guys' family. But your
Yeah.
grandparents lived
They used to
in
live on the North
Hawaii.
Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so it's special for you. It's
Yeah.
sentimental.
Always has been.
Everyone, I've never been, but everyone who goes to Hawaii says that it calls back to them, you know,
Yeah.
and they can't ever
It
get
really
it out of their
is.
soul.
Yeah. I
Just
go
like
back
Moana.
and forth.
Yes.
It's a different type of life, and that's what I was telling Scheana. I don't understand how people operate these days. I sit down and now my thing is, consider the source of like who I'm dealing with. So if someone's messy, of course I'm going to expect them to be messy and unhealed. Like, why would I expect anything else from them? But in Hawaii, we're about respect and love and family and like caring about one another and being real and genuine.
Yeah.
So moving out here was a culture shock, to say the least.
It's very different.
Yeah, it is.
Hawaii has always been like my happy place.
Yeah, same.
I have
Always
to
good
go.
vibes.
I need a happy place, and I have this vegan
Have you never
resort.
been?
No, this resort is reaching out to me
yeah.
over the last year, and they're like, "Please come stay. You can stay for free. We want you
Girl,
here." And
why
I
haven't
still,
you done that yet then?
I don't know. It's that to-do list that we've mentioned earlier. I'm just
I get it.
too many things going on, but I really need to get
Yeah,
my
you
butt
should take
to
Ivy on a little
Hawaii.
vacay.
She wants to go so
Yeah,
bad too.
she would thrive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into some questions.
Okay.
Do you think Tom and Raquel will come back for another season?
Tom, for sure. Her. I don't know.
What about
I mean,
Ariana?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like the end of last episode. To be continued.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what the cast will be season 11.
Yeah, I mean.
And you got Dodie coming back season 10 at the
Yeah,
end. So
Kristen Doty.
we
Sorry,
don't
not
know.
sorry.
Yeah.
Suck a dick. I'm
Jax
ready
and
for
Brittany
this.
on Watch What Happens Live this week.
Why?
So-
Can you give us any insight? Why are they doing Watch What Happens Live?
Well, Jax also just did another show. First of all,
House
Watch
of
What
Villains.
Happens Live is not just for Bravo talent. They have all kinds of celebrities and people and authors and whatnot on. Like Danny Pellegrino was just on. He's not a Bravo
Yeah.
show, but he's a Bravo fan.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
he was lovely lovely to watch with Katie.
He was great.
Yeah.
They were a good little combo set there. I enjoyed that.
I love him. So, I mean, they have past Bravo talent on all of the time.
Okay.
Jax has a new show. I'm not sure when it airs, but he just shot House of Villains. And him and Brittany have a new podcast that is coming out soon. We're gonna, I think next week, they're hopefully gonna be the guests on Scheananigans. So we're gonna get into that.
Good.
So they definitely have a lot to talk about, and I'm sure they have opinions on all of this. You know, Brittany and Ariana are still friends. They always have been.
Well,
Jax obviously has his opinions on Sandoval, and I'm sure.
I just watched a clip, actually. I have it on my phone, of him literally predicting this to the T happening.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I'll show it to you after. It's like a throwback clip. I found it on TikTok last night. My I can't go to bed thing with the ADHD mind thing going constantly. But he's, you know, he says that he's usually never wrong with predicting these things, and he's right. He's right.
Damn.
And so I think one reason why he's going on Watch What Happens Live is because Andy did mention that he was in the most communication with Jax when this shit went down. So that might have something to do with it. Like, they were in a lot of communication. He said, you know, because people were asking him, like, who have you talked to since this happened? And Andy said, Jax has been somebody I've talked to the most.
Interesting. So you think there's a chance they'll come back next season?
I think there's a chance everyone comes back for sure.
Everyone?
I mean, we don't know. That's the thing. Our cast is actually like the last to find out everything. We're the last to find out what day we start shooting, what day we wrap, how many episodes, all of that. We're literally the last to find out. So I would say there's a good chance everyone comes back. I would say there's a good chance certain people don't come back. Some people might not be asked back. We never really know.
I don't know how. I mean, if I put myself in Rachel's situation, how I would be able to do that. I mean, I don't know. You see her, once she has a few drinks, she has the biggest balls you've seen. So, which is making me uncomfortable. I'm like, she starts doing these hand motions and snapping, and the facial expressions come out. I'm like, please stop. Can you not? It's been so cringy. Like I was talking about with you, she's in the kitchen with Scheana's in the kitchen with Schwartz, and Raquel's there, and you can tell she's been drinking because she's over here with the like snapping and like, girl, stop, please, just stop for all of us.
And also in the kitchen at the pool party at Tom and Ariana's.
What happened there?
When she calls Lala a Mistress Bimbo.
Yeah.
She's like, you give off Mistress Bimbo vibes, and I'm like, you just...
Was this after she...
Yes, Jamie, yes.
Is this on this week's episode?
That's this week.
Okay.
She's barely in anything. She's
So
just the
Scheana
least
and I
closed
tried...
person.
we watched this episode at your house, but I couldn't pay attention. There were who was there? Jenna was there. Natalie was there.
Okay.
And everyone was like talking through the episode, and when that happens, I can't focus. Like, I couldn't hear a damn thing.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what happened this week.
Yeah, and then it's all jumbled for me. You know, it all blends. We've got the reunion.
Were you happy with the wedding scenes?
The wedding looks absolutely beautiful. I do wish it was longer. I wish there was more because, like I said, you're not going to see the after party, and
You're
that's
gonna have
just
to post
crazy
it for
to me.
us.
So yeah, I will have my personal wedding video that I don't know how long it's going to be. It's getting edited right now.
Great.
But even if it's an hour long, that is going to go fully on Patreon. So you guys can sign up for my Patreon to see all the exclusive content. I will be posting the after party, but I'm going to release that as the episodes air because right now I'm just in VPR overload and I'm like, wait, what's this week?
Join the club.
What's next week?
Right.
So another bomb is going to drop. Obviously, I won't say what.
Wait,
but
what?
During your wedding, I think another bomb is going
Oh,
to drop.
right, with the missing for 3 hours.
No,
thing,
not that
or-
one. Another one.
Wait,
Look forward to that.
what?
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm not going to say it.
Hold on.
You're like, wait a second. Even I'm trying to recall. I think the T's getting to my head.
So when I said to you, is this secret revealed? And you said yes, but not the scene. But it comes out.
I don't remember.
Oh, boy.
Oh, stay tuned.
I'll tell
Okay.
you afterwards. But you know what? Nobody needs any more shocking
I know.
bombs to drop. And
I can't take it.
I can't take anymore. And I think that's why this mundane issue of my hotel room has gotten people talking, because it's like, you know what? here's something that is like not shocking, so relatable. And you know what? Maybe we just need some good, wholesome a storyline that is not going to shake me to the core. And that's how did Jamie's room get canceled?
Well, it's not Jamie's room. It's Scheana's bridesmaid.
Room. You know, but it's like, okay, the long story short, your credit card you put down for the deposit back in April when I was quote unquote bullying everyone to book their room.
No, you were informing people of a deadline.
Literally,
like get it together or get out.
And a deadline. Exactly. Jamie put her credit card down. The 3-4 months later, when the second half of it went to come out, that credit card expired. So it just declined the payment, and they didn't contact her to put a new form of payment down. They just canceled her room. So then when she goes to rebook her room, they're like, sorry, at this point now, production has taken an entire room block of like 50, 75 rooms or whatever. The resort is fully sold out.
Yeah.
I think there was also 2 other weddings that week. There actually legitimately was not one room available.
Wow.
So I was like, hey, I'm going to offer Katie above asking price of her room. I said in the scene, I will Venmo you $1,000 right now. Give me the room. And she wouldn't do it. And I'm like, you don't even want to be there. Why are you why are you making this so difficult when you don't want to be there? I need the room.
Because her excuse was it was a non-refundable
I'm like, I'm
deposit.
fixing that
It was
problem.
also
that's no
Christina
longer
Kelly's
an issue.
birthday, and
Which
she
I
wanted
didn't-
to take a vacation anyway. So
Perspective. I did not know any of this at the time.
you
and
weren't
like
close with Christina at that
no,
moment. So
but you will see. It was actually on that trip in Mexico. She comes to my room. It's a very brief second you see of it, but her and I had a really good conversation, and in that moment, we have been friends ever since.
Love her.
And I love her. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations,
Oh, baby
River.
So cute.
River,
Rolling
Summer,
down the
Ocean.
river.
And River and Ocean have the same birthday.
Really?
How cool is that?
The 15th.
Yeah, and it's my
right.
dad's birthday, my great-grandpa's birthday. Such a good
Solid.
day to be born. Yes, congratulations to Christina Kelly. I feel like that is a good, happy place to wrap it up here.
Yes.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're a gem.
All right.
Oh, and to Max, because, people
he did it too.
No, people have been making a point to be like, yeah, well, congrats to the father, too, because I just made the post about Christina Kelly. Like, I don't want to blast his IG.
Well, yeah.
I'm being respectful.
I think he's private, so.
I'm being respectful over
Yeah,
here.
but, babies are such a blessing. Happy to have another one in this world. Shares a birthday with Ocean. Congrats to Christina Kelly. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hopefully next week we're getting into some shenanigans with Jax and Brittany, but stay tuned. Nothing is scheduled yet, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Short dark hair, but those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my light. Can I take you there?